Why is it that some men, without chasing anyone, without sending messages at 3 o'clock in the morning, without staring at their 0:077 seconds phone waiting for a reply, manage to make people want to be near them? And why, on the other hand, do others do 0:1515 seconds everything right on paper, stay available, please everyone, say yes to it all, and still end up feeling invisible? If you've ever asked yourself 0:2222 seconds, that question quietly late at night after another conversation that went nowhere, stay with me, because what you're about to hear in the next 20 0:3131 seconds, minutes, can genuinely change the way you understand your own relationships. We live surrounded by a mistaken idea about 0:3737 seconds personal worth. We've been taught, often without anyone saying it directly, that the more we give, the more we receive. 0:4545 seconds, that if we're available every time someone needs us, that person will value us more. That if we reply quickly, if we 0:5252 seconds, cancel our own plans to show up for theirs. If we say yes, even when deep down we want to say no, we're building a solid connection. It feels logical on 1:011 minute, 1 second, the surface. It feels like basic kindness. But the opposite happens almost every single time. Constant availability doesn't create closeness. 1:101 minute, 10 seconds. It creates habit. And habit, sooner or later, quietly turns into indifference. 1:161 minute, 16 seconds. Think about how this plays out in ordinary life, far away from dating or relationships. A product that's always on sale stops feeling special, no matter 1 to 241 minute, 24 seconds show good it actually is. A friend who's always free, who never has anything else going on, slowly becomes the person you 1:311 minute, 31 seconds call last instead of first. None of this happens out of cruelty. It's simply how human attention is built. Our minds are 1 to 391 minute, 39 seconds, wired to notice scarcity and to overlook abundance even when the abundant thing is genuinely valuable. There's a psychological mechanism behind this 1 to 471 minute, 47 seconds that's rarely explained with any real clarity, and it's worth sitting with for a moment. We desire what we perceive as 1 to 551 minute, 55 seconds, limited. And we stop desiring what we feel is guaranteed. It's not malice and it's not shallow S. It's simply how 2:022 minutes, 2 seconds, human attention works at a neurological level. When something is always there without effort, without uncertainty, without a shred of doubt, the brain, 2:112 minutes, 11 seconds, quietly stops paying attention to it. Not because it lost real value, but because it no longer represents any challenge worth solving. And here lies 2:202 minutes, 20 seconds, the key to everything we're going to unpack today. Attractiveness isn't born from pleasing, it's born from autonomy. 2:272 minutes, 27 seconds. I want you to really sit with this word, because it's going to be the center of everything that follows. Emotional autonomy doesn't mean being cold, 2:352 minutes, 35 seconds, distant, or playing hard to get as some kind of manipulative game. It means having a life of your own so solid that 2:422 minutes, 42 seconds, your well-being doesn't hinge on someone else's constant approval. It means having goals, routines, passions, and 502 minutes, 50 seconds, boundaries that existed before you ever met this person and that will keep existing afterward, whether the relationship works out or falls apart. 582 minutes, 58 seconds. The man who's truly attractive isn't the one chasing validation from one text message to the next. He's the one who already feels complete on his own terms. 073 minutes, 7 seconds. And that completeness, without a single word being said, simply shows in the room. Think for a moment about someone. 143 minutes, 14 seconds. You know, real or fictional, who carries that calm presence, that quiet magnetism everyone talks about, but few people can. 223 minutes, 22 seconds. Actually explain. They're probably not the loudest person in the group, nor the one putting in the most visible effort to please others. They're someone who, 303 minutes, 30 seconds, seems genuinely fine being alone, who has their own projects running in the background of their life, who doesn't need outside recognition to feel 383 minutes, 38 seconds, grounded. That inner security is quite literally the most powerful magnet that exists in human dynamics, far stronger, 463 minutes, 46 seconds, than charm, looks, or money, although people often mistake it for those things. Let's break this down into 533 minutes, 53 seconds concrete ideas. 5 pillars that hold up this kind of presence. And I want you to pay close attention, because each one carries a piece of psychological logic. 4:0, minutes, 2 seconds behind it, that you've probably never had explained to you quite this way before. 4:06, 4 minutes, 6 seconds. The first pillar is challenge. I'm not talking about playing silly mind games or treating anyone badly. That has absolutely nothing to do with what we're 154 minutes, 15 seconds discussing here. I'm talking about something far more subtle. The ability to not be completely predictable. When someone knows without a shadow of doubt 244 minutes, 24 seconds, that you'll always be available, that you'll say yes to any plan no matter how last minute, that you'll put their needs above your own every single time. 334 minutes, 33 seconds. They stop feeling any curiosity toward you. Curiosity needs a space that isn't fully occupied. It needs unanswered 4:404 minutes, 40 seconds, questions to survive. Keeping your own plans, your own priorities, not as a calculated strategy, but as a genuine 4:474 minutes, 47 seconds way of living your life, keeps a quiet question alive in the other person's mind. What are they doing right now? 4:554 minutes, 55 seconds. What actually matters to them? What place do I really hold in their world? 4:594 minutes, 59 seconds. That unanswered question, paradoxically, is what sustains interest over the long run. When you please, without any limit, 5:065 minutes, 6 seconds. You erase the question entirely, and without a question, there's no tension. 5:125 minutes, 12 seconds. And without tension, there's no real desire, only comfort. And comfort alone has never been enough to keep anyone. 5:195 minutes, 19 seconds, fascinated. This is why the man who is always available, always agreeable, always ready to drop everything for 5:265 minutes, 26 seconds someone else, often finds himself wondering why people don't seem to value him as much as he values them. He's given everything, but in giving 5:345 minutes, 34 seconds everything, he's removed every reason for anyone to wonder about him. And when there's nothing to wonder about, there's nothing to chase. The human mind is 5 to 425 minutes, 42 seconds wired to pursue what feels just out of reach. Not because we're cruel, but because the anticipation of discovery is one of the most powerful drivers of 5:515 minutes, 51 seconds attention we possess. When you make yourself completely known, completely predictable, completely available, you 5:585 minutes, 58 seconds remove that anticipation entirely. And without anticipation, attention slowly fades. The second pillar has a technical name borrowed from social psychology, 6:096 minutes, 9 seconds. It's called pre-selection. Although the concept itself is much simpler than the term suggests, people don't judge someone's worth only by what that person 6 to 176 minutes, 17 seconds says about themselves. They also judge it, often more than anything else, by how that person is treated by the people around them. If you walk into a room and 6:266 minutes, 26 seconds, it's obvious you have healthy relationships, that people genuinely respect you, that you hold a certain place of importance within your social 6:346 minutes, 34 seconds circle, that your life carries real substance behind it, that context speaks for you before you ever open your mouth. 6:426 minutes, 42 seconds. This isn't about faking a status you don't actually have, and it's definitely not about surrounding yourself with people purely for show. It's about 6,506 minutes, 50 seconds, honestly building a life that carries its own weight. Quality relationships built over years, well looked after physical and mental health. Interests, 6,596 minutes, 59 seconds, you're genuinely passionate about, rather than performing. A reputation earned slowly through consistency, rather than claimed through words. When that 7:077 minutes, 7 seconds foundation exists, your worth gets perceived naturally, almost effortlessly, with no need to advertise it. Pre-selection works because its 7 to 167 minutes, 16 seconds bypasses the need for you to convince anyone of your value. The evidence is already visible in how others interact with you. When people see that others 7 to 247 minutes, 24 seconds respect you, that others enjoy your company, that others seek you out, they unconsciously assume there must be something worthwhile there. It's not 7:327 minutes, 32 seconds about jealousy or competition. It's about the simple human tendency to trust the judgment of the group. If others 7 to 407 minutes, 40 seconds value you, there must be a reason. And that reason is often more compelling than anything you could say about yourself. The third pillar is emotional. 7:477 minutes, 47 seconds, intelligence. And here I want to slow down for a moment, because there's a significant misunderstanding around this concept within a lot of modern 7:557 minutes, 55 seconds masculinity culture. Many people confuse emotional strength with the complete absence of emotion. And that confusion ends up quietly destroying relationships 8:048 minutes, 4 seconds, instead of strengthening them. True stability doesn't mean not feeling things deeply. It means not being swept 8:118 minutes, 11 seconds away, or controlled by what you feel in any given moment. A man with real emotional intelligence knows how to listen without jumping in to interrupt. 8:200, 8 minutes, 20 seconds. Knows how to hold a difficult conversation without losing his composure halfway through. Knows how to recognize when something affects him. 278 minutes, 27 seconds, without turning that reaction into a drama that spreads to everyone standing nearby. That kind of stability turns a person into what psychologists sometimes can, 8:358 minutes, 35 seconds, casually call a safe haven. Someone you can lower your guard around because, on some instinctive level, that 8:438 minutes, 43 seconds, they won't overreact to every small setback life throws at them. That underlying sense of safety, interestingly enough, is one of the most 8:518 minutes, 51 seconds, underrated components of real attractiveness, the kind that actually lasts, not the kind that burns brightly for one date and then quietly fades. 9:009 minutes. When a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she can relax. She doesn't have to walk on eggshells. She doesn't have to worry about your reaction to her. 9:089 minutes, 8 seconds. Feelings. She knows that even when things get difficult, you'll remain steady. And that steadiness is profoundly attractive because it offers 9 to 169 minutes, 16 seconds, something that is increasingly rare in the modern world. A sense of genuine stability. 9:229 minutes, 22 seconds. The fourth pillar is mystery, and I want to be especially clear about this one because it tends to get misunderstood more than any of the others. I'm not 9:309 minutes, 30 seconds talking about lying, hiding relevant information, or playing games with anyone's trust. I'm talking about something much simpler and much more 9:389 minutes, 38 seconds human than that. Sharing your entire life story, every old wound, every private fear, in the very first 9:459 minutes, 45 seconds conversations doesn't create instant closeness the way people assume it will. It actually creates overexposure. 9:529 minutes, 52 seconds. Vulnerability is powerful. It's necessary. It's a genuinely essential part of any real bond between two people. But it behaves like a currency 10 minutes that loses its value when handed over all at once, and gains value when it's earned gradually over time through trust that's actually been built brick by 10:0910 minutes, 9 seconds, brick. Letting someone discover the different layers of who you are progressively isn't some kind of manipulation tactic. It's simply respect. 10 to 1,610 minutes, 16 seconds, for the natural rhythm of getting to know another human being. When everything gets revealed all at once, there's nothing left to discover. And 10:2410 minutes, 24 seconds. Whatever has nothing left to discover quietly stops generating any real interest. Think about the people you find most fascinating in your life. Are 10:33, 10 minutes, 33 seconds. They the ones who told you everything about themselves within the first hour of meeting you? Or are they the ones who revealed themselves slowly, who 10:4110 minutes, 41 seconds, surprised you over time, who kept you curious? The answer is almost always the latter. Mystery doesn't mean being 10:4810 minutes, 48 seconds, secretive or withholding. It means allowing the other person the pleasure of discovering you gradually. It means trusting that who you are is worth the 10:5710 minutes, 57 seconds time it takes to uncover. And that trust, paradoxically, is what makes the discovery so rewarding. The fifth and 11.0411 minutes, 4 seconds final pillar is leadership. Understood here not as authority over other people, but as clear direction over yourself. It means making decisions with genuine 11:1311 minutes, 13 seconds clarity, without needing to poll 20 different opinions before you're willing to move forward. It means knowing how to say no when something doesn't line up. 11:22. 11 minutes, 22 seconds with your values or your goals, even when saying no feels socially uncomfortable in the moment. It means having the capacity to walk away from 11:31 minutes, 30 seconds situations, people, or dynamics that don't actually serve you, even when walking away costs something in the short term. That kind of internal 11:39, 11 minutes, 39 seconds leadership communicates something very concrete without ever needing to be explained out loud. This person knows where they're going in life, and in a 11:47, 11 minutes, 47 seconds world, absolutely full of indecision, full of people who spend most of their time reacting instead of deciding, that 11:5411 minutes, 54 seconds quality turns out to be enormously attractive, almost disproportionately so. Leadership isn't about telling others what to do. It's about being so 12:0312 minutes, 3 seconds clear on your own path that others naturally feel drawn to walk alongside you. It's about having a direction, 12:1000, 12 minutes, 10 seconds. Purpose, a sense of where you're headed that gives your life a sense of momentum. And momentum, like scarcity, is something people are naturally drawn to. 12:2000, 12 minutes, 20 seconds. We want to be part of something that's moving forward. We want to be around people who are going somewhere. And when you embody that kind of direction, you become someone others want to follow. 12:31, 12 minutes, 31 seconds. Now, I want to pause here for a moment because there's something important that deserves to be said with complete honesty before we move forward. 12:39, 12 minutes, 39 seconds. Everything we've just covered describes tendencies, general patterns drawn from human psychology, not universal laws or 12:4612 minutes, 46 seconds. Some kind of pure biological destiny that applies identically to every single person in every context. People are different. Relationships are different. 12:56, 12 minutes, 56 seconds. Individual histories and attachment styles shape all of this in ways that no 5-minute framework can fully capture. 13:02, 13 minutes, 2 seconds. And reducing human behavior down to absolute formulas will always fall short of the messy reality of actual people. 13 minutes and 9 seconds. 13 minutes, 9 seconds. What does seem to hold up again and again in psychological and social observation is that genuine inner security tends to come across as more 13 to 1,800, 13 minutes, 18 seconds, attractive than the constant visible pursuit of outside approval. That's not a magic promise, and it's certainly not a guarantee for every single interaction. 13:29, 13 minutes, 29 seconds. It's a consistent tendency, and it deserves to be treated as exactly that. 13:33, 13 minutes, 33 seconds. Nothing more and nothing less. Let's circle back to the central thread then, because everything we've covered converges on a single idea. If you've 13:4113 minutes, 41 seconds, spent years trying to please more, to be more available, to say yes more often than feels comfortable. And despite all of that effort, you feel that other 13:491 3 minutes 49 seconds. People's interest in you isn't growing, but actually wearing thin over time. The problem was probably never the amount of effort you were putting in. It was the direction that effort was pointed in. 14:0014 minutes. This isn't about giving less as some kind of calculated strategy. It's about giving from a place of personal fullness, instead of giving from a place of 14:0814 minutes 8 seconds needing to be accepted. The difference between those two things is subtle on the surface, almost invisible from the outside, but it feels completely 14 minutes 16 seconds different from the other person's side of the interaction. When you give from fullness, you're not keeping score. 14:22. 14 minutes, 22 seconds. You're not waiting for something in return. You're simply sharing what you have because you have enough. When you give from need, there's always a quiet 14:30. 14 minutes, 30 seconds. Expectation attached. A hope that your generosity will be noticed, that it will be reciprocated, that it will finally earn you the approval you're seeking. 14:39. 14 minutes, 39 seconds. That expectation, even if you never say it aloud, is felt by the other person. 14:45. 14 minutes, 45 seconds. It creates a subtle pressure, a sense that your kindness comes with strings attached, and that pressure over time becomes exhausting to be around. 14:54. 14 minutes, 54 seconds. Building that kind of emotional autonomy doesn't happen overnight, and it definitely doesn't depend on memorizing clever lines or studying manipulation. 15:03. 15 minutes, 3 seconds. Techniques from some forum online. It depends on something far deeper than that. Having a life that's genuinely 15 to 1015 minutes, 10 seconds worth living, even if absolutely no one else were watching it unfold. It means cultivating your own interests, ones that don't depend on someone else's 15 to 15 minutes, 18 seconds validation to feel meaningful. It means exercising because it makes you feel strong and clear-headed, not because you're hoping for a compliment 15 minutes, 27 seconds afterward. It means having solid friendships that existed long before any romantic interest came along, and that will keep existing long after, regardless of how any one relationship turns out. 15 minutes, 38 seconds. It means learning how to sit comfortably in silence without rushing to fill that silence with nervous energy or anxious texting. When that foundation genuinely 15 minutes, 47 seconds sists, everything else we've talked about today, healthy challenge, natural pre-selection, emotional intelligence, 5,415 minutes, 54 seconds, organic mystery, and quiet personal leadership stops being a set of techniques you consciously apply and simply becomes who you already are. And 16:04, 16 minutes, 4 seconds. Here, I want to be completely honest with you about one more thing before we wrap up. None of this works if it turns into a mask, into a character you perform. 16:1216 minutes, 12 seconds, purely to get a specific outcome from someone else. People can sense the difference, even when they can't always put that feeling into precise words. 16 minutes and 19 seconds, between someone faking confidence and someone who actually possesses it. 16 minutes and 24 seconds. Authenticity simply can't be sustained as a long-term performance. Sooner or later, the cracks start to show through, usually at the exact moment it matters. 16:32. 16 minutes, 32 seconds, most. That's exactly why the real work here isn't learning how to appear secure in front of other people. It's committing quietly and consistently. Day 16:41. 16 minutes, 41 seconds after day 2, building a life in which you genuinely are secure with or without an audience watching. If you've made it this far, you've already taken a step. 16:56 minutes, 50 seconds, that most people never bother to take, which is stopping for 20 real minutes to actually think about how you relate to the people around you, instead of 16:571, 6 minutes, 57 seconds, continuing to repeat the same automatic patterns without ever once questioning them. The question I want to leave you with, to carry with you long after this 17:0517 minutes, 5 seconds video ends, is a simple one. In your current relationships, right now, today, are you giving from a place of fullness, or are you giving from a need to be 17:13, 17 minutes, 13 seconds, accepted? That single answer, more than any clever technique or piece of advice you could possibly pick up online, is 17:21. 17 minutes, 21 seconds. What's actually going to make the difference in how you relate to people from this point forward? If you made it to the end of this video, comment, "I've 17:28. 17 minutes, 28 seconds. Arrived." And I'll personally reply. And if it resonated with you, subscribe to become a part of it, and like the video if you enjoyed it.